Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, December 19, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Houston Texans vs Jacksonville Jaguars. Mills put the Texans up early when he found rookie Brevin Jordan on a 5-yard touchdown pass on the first drive. They looked ready to play, but were outmatched by a much more talented Seattle team. They also suffered a tirade of injuries. Davian Davis injured his ankle in the first quarter and didn't return. Linebacker Camu Grugier-Hill was carted off with a knee injury early in the third quarter. Rex Burkhead left in the third quarter with a groin injury. DB Desmond King left in the fourth quarter to be evaluated for a concussion. Burkhead, King, and Davis are questionable heading into this divisional tilt. What have the Jacksonville Jaguars done to be favored by 5 points against anyone this season? Houston is dead last in total yards, rushing yards, and points scored, but Jacksonville is right behind them. The Texans are also plus 20 better than the Jaguars in turnover margin this season. I understand Jacksonville may be motivated after the firing of Urban Meyer, but there still has been a lot of distractions in that organization this week. Tennessee dominated Jacksonville's offensive line, sacking Lawrence 3 times and prompting 4 holding calls and a false start. All the interceptions were a direct result of pressure, but not blitzes. They could not establish anything on the ground and looked outmatched all afternoon. Although Jaguars running back Carlos Hyde was evaluated for a concussion late in the game, no other relevant injuries were reported. Our first betting advice is to pick Houston Texans plus 5. None of the numbers look good for Jacksonville. The losses, mixed in with continuing drama and public relations nightmares, led to Meyer getting let go. Jacksonville is 27th in the NFL, allowing 26.2 PPG and 21st, allowing 357.2 total yards. Offensively, the Jags have been even worse, ranking as second to last in the NFL, averaging 13.8 PPG, ahead of only Houston. They are 23rd with 102.7 rushing yards per game and 28th with 200.4 passing yards. Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 player taken in the 2021 draft, has struggled with 9 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. In last week's 20-0 loss to Tennessee, Lawrence completed 24 of 40 passes for 221 yards with 4 interceptions. Houston is now dead last in total yards, 264.2 per game, rushing yards, 77.5, and points scored, 13.6. The defense is 30th, allowing 384.7 yards and 27.4 points per game. Houston's most distinctive advantage against Jacksonville is in turnover differential. The Texans are plus 1 in turnover margin, which is tied for 14th in the NFL, and the Jags are the worst with a minus 19 differential. Our second betting advice is to pick under 39.5. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Tennessee Titans vs Pittsburgh Steelers. The win over the Jaguars came after 2 straight losses and a bye week for the Titans. Tennessee used their time away to tighten up their execution after frequent turnovers spelled their doom in the 2 losses. The Titans picked off rookie QB Trevor Lawrence 4 times in the shutout. Rashaan Evans, Jaylen Brown, Christian Fulton and Buster Skrine all picked off passes from Lawrence. It was the most interceptions Lawrence has thrown since his 3-interception opening day game. This is a game the Steelers need to win to stay in playoff contention. They should be able to take advantage of a Titans squad dealing with a ton of injuries. They are playing without the services of Derrick Henry and top receiver A.J. Brown. The offense hasn't fared particularly well recently, posting 20 or fewer points in 3 consecutive games, including only 13 in the loss against the Texans. The Steelers' defense looked out of sorts from the beginning, allowing the Vikings to run and throw the ball at will. Vikings RB Dalvin Cook finished the game with 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cook was essential to the Vikings' cause right till the end. His 19-yard catch and run late in the fourth quarter forced Pittsburgh to use all of their timeouts. The Steelers were then pinned back to their 4-yard line with 2:16 left and no timeouts. Our first betting advice is to pick Pittsburgh Steelers +1. The Pittsburgh defense has been the big issue in many recent losses. They squandered 41 points against the Chargers and Bengals. The struggles continued in Minnesota. The pass defense is solid for the most part, ranking 14th in the league, while the rush defense is 30th. The Steelers are scoring an average of 20.9 points, placing them 21st overall. They are allowing an average of 24.8 points, landing them 22nd in the NFL. The Tennessee defense has fared well considering the injuries to key linebackers. They have allowed 22 or fewer points in 4 out of their last 5 clashes. The pass defense can be solved, ranking 22nd in the NFL, while the stellar rush defense stands 2nd overall. The Titans are averaging 24.9 points on the year, good for 15th in the NFL. They are now conceding an average of 22.3 points, pegging them 15th in the league. Our second betting advice is to pick under 41.5. Dallas Cowboys vs New York Giants. The Cowboys are very good on offense. They are first in the league in total yards and second in points per game. Dallas plays as their quarterback Dak Prescott plays. He has struggled recently, which explains why they lost 3 of their last 6 games after going on a 6-game winning streak. Their defense does not have the overall numbers to say they are elite, but they have been playing decent as of late and are led by rookie linebacker Micah Parsons. They have only allowed 19 points per game in their last 5 games. They are also first in third down conversion percentage and only allow opponents to convert on 30.9% of third down plays. This will be a good test for the Cowboys to see how they are going to finish their season. You might be tempted to take the Giants due to the nature of this rivalry, but I wouldn't do it. The Giants have struggled with injuries as bad as any team in the NFL this season and head into this game as a banged up and much less talented team. Quarterback Mike Glennon has struggled since filling in for Daniel Jones, and the Cowboys' defense led by Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs will make Sunday a long day for him. The Cowboys have so much more to play for, and since they will be facing a division rival on the road, I don't expect the focus to be a problem. The Giants struggled before being hit with injuries and COVID. They are 4-9 this season and have a very minimal shot at making the playoffs. Their offense is 27th in average points per game and average yards per game. Their defense is not much better, with the 21st ranking in points allowed per game and the 26th ranking in yards allowed per game. Not having players on top of already being one of the worst teams in the league could be a disastrous combo for the Giants. They do have a good cushion in this one and could cover the spread, but their chance of winning this game is very slim. Our first betting advice is to pick Dallas Cowboys -10. The Giants are 25th in the NFL, with 312.1 total yards and 27th averaging 17.8 ppg. And 7th with 282.5 passing yards per game. Mike Glennon has completed 53.3% of his passes for 574 yards with 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 3 games this season. The rushing attack is 26th, averaging 94.2 yards per game. Devin Booker leads the team with 432 yards on 4.1 yards per carry, and Saquon Barkley, who has missed 4 games, is second with 379 yards on 3.8 yards per carry. Barkley is questionable for Sunday. The receiving core has struggled with injuries throughout the season and is led by Kenny Golladay, who has 28 catches and 424 yards but no touchdowns in 10 games. Defensively, the Cowboys rank 12th, giving up 22.1 ppg and are 23rd, allowing 361.1 total yards per game. Cornerback Trevon Diggs has been sensational this season with an NFL best 9 interceptions and 17 pass deflections this season. 2 of his interceptions have been returned for touchdowns. Micah Parsons, a rookie linebacker from Penn State, leads the team with 12 sacks. He had 2 sacks against the Washington football team last Sunday and has now recorded at least 1 sack in 6 consecutive games. Our second betting advice is to pick under 44.5.